Audacious Kids. We are in our Audacious Kids Got Talent series, and we are loving being able to explore the amazing gifts that God has given to each one of us. Today we are looking at the gifts of work and the gifts that create as well. So maybe you're great at both of them. Maybe there's one side of those that you're really good at, behind the scenes, the working, getting things done to help facilitate other things. Or maybe you like to create and you like to be expressive. Both of those gifts are incredible. There was a time not too long ago when I had to demonstrate the gift of work. I don't mind the gift of work. I think I'm quite good at it. But there was one time when, I won't name names, but somebody was sick. And in that moment, I helped that person be sick. Gross, I know. But there was a situation that needed cleaning up. And so I had to get my cleaning cloth, I had to get some spray, and I had to get going on the mess that was there. That was a little bit of work that I had to do that I probably didn't quite want to do. But the gift of work is so essential. It probably came quite natural to me. I don't mind doing a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of dusting. Sometimes it might come in the setting out of our kids' rooms, putting out the tables, putting out the chairs. Just behind the scenes stuff to make other things work and to help other people facilitate what they need to do as well. Maybe it comes naturally to you. Give me a thumbs up if it does. Maybe you don't like cleaning so much. Give me a thumbs down. We all have the opportunities to use our gifts, and it's essential that we recognize that God has given us our gifts. And just like the gift to create, you might have the gift of creativity. Maybe you're a professional recorder player. Maybe you like to write songs and sing. I've wanted to be able to sing, but I know that God has not given me this gift to create in singing. Maybe you play other instruments and you play the bass. Maybe this way. Maybe you are creative musically. Maybe you like to perform. Maybe you love to do acting. Maybe you maybe you like to write stories. Whatever your gifts are, whether they're working behind the scenes or whether they are creative, it's important that we recognize that we have these amazing skills, gifts, and talents and use them to build God's house. The Bible teaches us, it's an awesome passage in Acts. It's Acts 6. And the disciples, so there were the 12 disciples. Let's just have a bit of a recap. Can we think of some disciples' names? Oh, a bold disciple. So there was Peter. There was, I reckon Thomas might have had a orange hair. Thomas and the other guys, okay. The disciples, okay. And they were busy. They were working with Jesus. They were leading Jesus around. They were helping him with all the teaching that he was doing. But other things needed to happen. And the Bible teaches us in Acts that the disciples got a little bit gripey. They're like, Jesus, we're really busy. We're coming around. We're making sure that you've got places to teach. And we're going across the sea, going across Galilee, and we're going there. And we're tired. But we've still got to feed the people. We've still got to find food. There's like widows, there's mums, and there's children. There's people who need food. It's so exhausting trying to get all this done. And you know what Jesus said? He said, well, find some people. Find some other people who can help, who can support us with this. So in the passage, it tells us that the disciples found some other men. There were 7 other men who took on that role of the work, and they served their socks off. They facilitated people to make sure there was food, make sure things were clean, make sure the behind the scenes stuff got done. And so even Jesus recognizes that we need people with those skills to do the work behind the scenes that maybe nobody else would see. But Jesus told the 12 disciples to go find some men and use them. There were 7 of them to help with that important work. We need people with those talents for sure. Now, the Psalms are a great demonstration of creativity. You'll have heard of David before, and he is well known for having written many of the Psalms. And there's 150 in total, so there's loads of them. Many of them are songs and written creatively so that our imagination is stretched to understand the beauty and sovereignty and awesomeness of our God. Whatever our talents are, Audacious Kids, we mustn't hide them, be ashamed of them, compare them, or do nothing with them. It's important that if we have the gift of work, doing things behind the scenes, you know, if we didn't have people who cleaned, can you imagine all the infection and diseases we'd have? If we didn't have people who created, we wouldn't have our imaginations widened to the wonder of God. So let's recognize our gifts confidently. Let's practice them well and be the best in the world in our gifts. Wow, imagine what it'd be like, Audacious Kids, if we were the best people who worked behind the scenes and served, and if we were the best people with a creative gift.